Okay. I was thinking something like right in the front. So you have two options. I think either outside edge man, right? That's right. So we just kind of slide it over here. So, okay, so as you process it. That's a pretty good way to kick things off, right? Good evening, everyone. I'm Reverend Michael Cobb. It is my privilege to pastor this United Methodist Church of Danbury, my privilege to serve on the board of Association of Religious Communities, and my great privilege to welcome you as the Danbury Interfaith community to this evening of a Thanksgiving service. And the thing that excites me about this, I was thinking about where we get Thanksgiving from, especially in this country. We have Thanksgiving from when Pilgrims came and they thought they were all going to die, and so they decided to give thanks. During our Revolutionary War, we declared days of Thanksgiving in the midst of terrible danger. And then again in the Civil War, Thanksgiving became both a civic and a religious holiday at maybe the most dangerous time in our country's history. And we decided that what was important was to stop and give thanks. And this is all on my mind just because we live in historic times right now. There are all sorts of things going on right now. And as the interfaith community, the way that we choose to respond is to pause and give thanks and reflect that we have each other, reflect that we share so many values in common, and reflects that it is a good thing to give thanks, not because there's nothing else to do, but because there is so much to do, that giving thanks is a good and appropriate grounding for us. I like that this is interfaith work. Interfaith work is important to me. I welcome you, whether you are part of any of these faith communities or no faith community at all. I welcome you as a deeply religious person or someone who is deeply, deeply skeptical and feels weird being in here. You are still welcome in here. In a spirit of ecumenism, I am wearing my superhero skull. So whether you are Tony Stark or Captain America, you are welcome here. All of it is welcome here, and all of you are welcome here. So thank you so much for being here. In a little while, I'm going to come back and share the Wi-Fi password with you so that you can share with everybody all the cool things we're doing in here. So if you want to take pictures and things to share later, certainly feel free to do that. But I just want to say it's just such a delight to see you all here on this beautiful evening. I'm so much looking forward to the music and the sharing and the scriptures. And so with that, I'd like to welcome my friend, our Executive Director, Rabbi Mary Rosenberg.
In Hebrew, I would say, it's a blessing that you have come here to observe this occasion with us. I want to say especially thank you to our State Senator Julie Kushner for joining us tonight. I know that our Mayor Roberto Alves wanted to be here tonight, and I think many of us are aware that he is fighting and winning his battle with cancer, but he wasn't able to join us tonight. I would ask us just for a silent pause of prayer for him, for his health of body and soul, and to his name we can add any others that anyone's thinking of. Is anyone who's thinking of any names that get to share, anyone who's in need of healing at this time?
My husband and I sort of
Thank you. We will include him Any other names?
Laura. Yeah. Johnson, he's undergoing testification.
Sure. I've heard Laura over here. Okay.
David.
Sure. Minnie Rouse. Any others? Let's pause for just a silent meditation and prayer for your health and well-being. Thank you. As many people know, ARC was founded 1 year after I was born. I'll let you do the math or the guessing on that one. But our mission is to alleviate the causes of violence, suffering, and hate while advancing peace, justice, and human dignity. We've got 4 different kinds of programs. We have the interfaith work that we do, like a wonderful interfaith peace camp that visits a church and a mosque and a synagogue and it was previously the Native Americans. We have this Thanksgiving service that we do, and we also have the work that we do through refugee resettlement, which most recently has been primarily bringing Afghan refugees through a collaboration with Milford Refugee Resettlement. More on that later. We have our domestic violence prevention program, which literally ends violence in the homes of hundreds of families every year. We have our recidivism rate down below 7% right now, which is just among the best in the state of people providing the family violence education program. Our Camino food pantry is bursting at the seams. We brought in 15,000 pounds of food the other day. It was like bringing in a herd of elephants. And we had a pallet of turkeys. I'm not kidding you, this high. When we did our Thanksgiving distribution, within the course of an hour, every single one of them went out. There were 250 families that came to us that day. We served about 5,000 people a year. And it's just a tremendously meaningful service to the community that we enjoy doing year after year. And last but certainly not least is the work that we do with the homeless response systems. We had 102 people that took shelter with us over the course of the last year, and we were able to place 51 people into permanent housing solutions, meaning a home of their own. And for 15 years by the grace of God, we will end homelessness in the greater Danbury area. We're especially grateful to the United Jewish Center for everything you're doing to help us through a collaboration this year for our winter overflow, which will double the capacity and make sure that everyone has a roof over their head and some warmth in the cold of winter. I just want to say thank you to my ARC staff here. Can I ask you guys just to stand up, please? So thank you everyone for all of your hard work and support. We could not do it without you. Thank you. I'd like to invite Lila Sugarman and the United Jewish Center Choir to lead us in Olam Chesed and Amen.
It is on. There it is. Hello, everyone. I'm Cantor Lila Sugarman, the clergy at United Jewish Center, and so we're joined by United Jewish Center Adult Choir. In Judaism, gratitude is hakarat hatov, meaning to literally recognize goodness. And by recognizing it, we're hoping to also bring forth more goodness and more gratitude. And so too, it is with acts of chesed, acts of loving kindness, that hopefully the more acts of loving kindness that we do, the more and more there are, and eventually a world of loving kindness is able to happen because of our acts of loving kindness. So we're going to join together. You're welcome to sing along as you become familiar, or if you already know it. Oh,
Our next speaker was supposed to be my dear friend Mohammadi, and he is one of the Afghan refugees that we partnered with the Milford Refugee Resettlement to bring to the community. And unfortunately, he wrote something, he came here, and he was feeling so sick that he had to turn around and go back home. But he did share with me what he wrote, and I'd like to share that with you. But I just want to say, Mohammed, he's like the same age as my son. He's got to be about 22 now. He came when he was, I guess he was 19. He came by himself. He had experienced time in a Taliban jail, and his family did everything that they could to get him out of the country first. And he was with us for about 2 years. We were able to bring his whole family. In the last year, we were able to bring both of his parents and his 4 siblings and his grandmother. And the whole family's reunited together, living together. It's the most wonderful thing to see them. But I would like to share with you what Mohammed wrote. He said, "My name is Mohammed. It's an honor to speak tonight. When Ari asked me, I wasn't sure if he trusted me or if it just that he needed one more speaker. Either way, I said yes. This is how you know I didn't write this book." He says, "Because this community has been a huge part of my life. I came to the United States in 2021 during one of the hardest moments in my life. When you leave your home with almost nothing, you don't expect to stand on stage one day giving a speech. You just pray for safety. And maybe a place warmer than Connecticut in January." But what I did find was something better. People with open hearts. When I arrived in Connecticut in 2022, I didn't know anyone. My English wasn't great. He's modest. It was actually pretty good. Everything was new, but this community welcomed me like family before even knowing me. You didn't make me feel like a stranger. You made me feel human again. Every ride, every meal, every conversation, every small act of kindness made a huge difference. When my family arrived this year, the support only grew stronger, and today we all feel like we truly belong. Now I'm studying automotive technology, working, building businesses, helping other Afghan families, and trying every day to give back, because everything I have today started with the kindness that I received here. I've learned that humanity isn't a big, complicated idea. It's simple. One person caring about another. That's what you all do here. You are the reason my family and I can call America home. Not the documents, not the systems, you. So from my heart, thank you. Thank you for believing in us, supporting us, and showing us what real community looks like. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for welcoming us into your lives. So we're going to continue with the recitation of scripture. I'm going to ask the clergy to stand over here. And what we're going to do is, you don't have this card, only we have this card. We have different readings. The readings that we have are from a variety of religions. Some come from Judaism, some come from Christianity, some come from Islam, some from Buddhism, Native American traditions. None of us are reading one from our own religion, so I won't be doing a Jewish one. We're going to read one, and then we'll pause just for a moment so you can maybe try to guess which one it is. You don't have to shout it out or anything. It's not a test. And then we'll say which one it is. I'll go first. I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance and need. I can do all things through He who strengthens me. That's from Philippians 4:12 from the Christian tradition.
If any of you desire a reward in this life, we shall give it to him. And if any of you desire a reward in the hereafter, we shall give it to him. And swiftly we will reward those that serve us with gratitude. From the Islamic tradition, Quran, verse 3, 145.
Let the rain come and wash away the ancient grudges, the bitter hatreds held and nurtured over generations. Let the rain wash away the memory of the hurt, the neglect. Then let the sun come out and fill the sky with rainbows. Let the warmth of the sun heal us whenever we are broken. Let it burn away the fog so that we can see each other clearly, so that we can see beyond labels, beyond accents, gender, or skin color. Let the warmth and brightness of the sun melt our selfishness, so that we can share the joys and feel the sorrows of our neighbors. And let the light of the sun be so strong that we will see all people as our neighbors. Let the earth, nourished by rain, bring forth flowers to surround us with beauty. And let the mountains teach our hearts to reach upward to heaven. That's from the Jewish tradition written by Rabbi Kushner.
Good men and bad men suffer different rent. Bad men never appreciate kindness shown them, but wise men appreciate and are grateful. Wise men try to express their appreciation and gratitude by some return of kindness, not only to their benefactor, but to everyone else. From the Buddhist tradition.
From Native American tradition, let us give thanks to the Creator for all that He gives. The harvest moon has shines its brilliance over our home. And now as we store the harvest of our work, the Creator gives His sustenance. The earth will now rest through the coming seasons, storing the energy needed to once again feed our people.
And among God's commands, among God's signs, is this: that God sends the winds as bearers of glad tidings, and lets you taste God's mercy, so that the ships may sail at God's command, and so you may see of God's bounty, and perhaps be grateful. A word from the Muslim tradition, Surah Al-Mulk 30:46.
In the days of the pilgrims, the Puritans, when they arrived at these safe shores, suffered hunger and cold. They sang and prayed to the rock of their salvation. And you, standing by them, aroused the caring of the natives for them, who fed them turkey and corn and other delights. Thus, you saved them from starvation, and they learned the ways of peace with the inhabitants of this land. Therefore, feeling grateful, they dedicated a day of thanksgiving each year as a remembrance for future generations. Thus do we thank you for all the good in our lives. These words are from Rabbi Zalman, Jewish tradition.
Gratitude is a reflection of someone's integrity and civility. The most immense and personal practice of gratitude should be expressed through filial piety, being mindful of all the wonderful conditions our parents make possible for our very existence, our upbringing, and every success. By the same token, we should extend our gratitude to our friends, teachers, community, and even the environment. From the Buddhist tradition, Gautama Buddha.
To the human nation that shares my path as a soul upon the sacred wheel of earthly life, I thank you. To the spirit nation that guides me invisibly through the ups and downs of the life, and for carrying the torch of light through the ages, I thank you. To the four winds of change and growth, I thank you. Native American Lakota prayer of gratitude.
We continue with the United Methodist Church Bell Choir, Thanksgiving celebration. One of the things I love about an interfaith service like this is the exposure to different traditions from different religions. I just love those bells. I look forward to it every year. Thank you. I'm going to invite our second speaker here. I should have mentioned this before. Our theme is sort of home, home for Thanksgiving, gratitude for home. Our second speaker is Christopher Kahn. There we go.
Can anyone hear me? I'm not much of a public speaker, but someone told me to come and give a speech. I'll try to do the best that I can. First of all, I just want to let you guys know that I'm very thankful for being here. For Devin asked me to speak. This year was a very difficult year for me. Why? Because I was diagnosed with cancer. I was diagnosed in March, and it was a little bit traumatic on me, because even at that time, I was homeless. I was living in a car, and I didn't know what was going to happen. Although I was very spiritual, I was scared. I asked God, why me? But I thought about it and I said, you know what, maybe this is what's meant to be, because maybe you can get over, get more spiritual. And that's what happened. While I was sleeping in my car for like 3 months over, I would say, I was at the Walmart. It was scary. Luckily, Art did give me a call and let me know that they had a room for me. What had happened, it was still traumatic. I had lost a lung. I had gone through chemotherapy, which at this point right now, I guess I'm at the first stage. And, but what I wanted to say is how thankful I am. And I would say for all of you, be thankful. Thanksgiving it was one of my favorite holidays, because at that time, I had a family. I was awarded a court when I was 13. And I really had to raise myself until I got older. But what I wanted to say was be thankful, because you really never know the people around you who care, who wants to help and do the best that they can. So I wanted to say that I'm very thankful for the people around me. I'm thankful for people who open the door for me. I'm thankful for people who donate their time to me. I'm very thankful, and it's actually made me a better person. Also, I wanted to talk about giving. Giving, and I have to go to my notes. I put giving. Giving is a big blessing at this moment. We have to give. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be somebody washing the windows. It could be somebody that has anything. Just try to do it. And that's what I try to do. And I'm thankful for that. The more you give, the more blessings you get. Also, I wanted to thank Art more importantly. Since I've been in Connecticut, because I'm not originally from here, I moved here 6 years ago, and everything is well. Like I said, until that situation in the house, that's what God got me homelessness. I would say, art came here, and, it was very wonderful. The donations, I've never seen a shelter like that. They were very good. The staff there, always been a wonderful staff. Keep that staff. Great children. And, that's as much as I can say. I just want to say, be thankful and continue to be always. The more we give, the more blessings we get. And, that's all I can say right now. And I'll do the best that I can to give you also. Thank you very much.
Wow, I just have to compose myself for a moment. I'd like to invite Rabbi John Hammond up to sing In the Garden.
But before I do, Christopher, on behalf of all of us, I share with you this prayer. Yivanecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichudecha. May God lift up his countenance upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisha Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift up his countenance upon you and grant you many more years of life, good health, and most of all, shalom peace. God bless you forever. So friends, In the Garden is a beloved Christian hymn, and now beloved by a rabbi. And dear Lord, forgive me, but I love Christian hymns. This one was written by C. Austin Miles, an American pharmacist turned gospel songwriter. And the hymn's intimate melody expresses the feeling of walking and talking with the divine in a quiet, personal way. If you know it, please join with me. After you hear me sing, you'll see what Cantor Haddon became Rabbi Haddon. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice in me is calling, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Now for our third speaker and last speaker, I'd like to invite Wendy Van Buren.
Hi, everybody. I'm a little nervous, but I was wondering if I could make our fly into water sports. So my name is Wendy, and back in April of 2024, I lost my home. I had a pretty severe injury and no money saved. And, I do have tissue about to cry already. Like Christopher, I slept in my car quite a number of times, and it's actually quite difficult when it's raining outside and I have to go to the bathroom. I had friends and actual strangers put me up in hotels here and there, which was great because I could shower. I reached out to Catholic Charities in February of 2024 because I kind of saw the writing on the wall. And I got a call in, I guess it was late June, early July, that I had a shelter bed became available with ARC, and I had to be there by 1:30 that day or lose the bed. Of course, I was, my experience up to that point and a lifetime of a lot of trauma had really broken me, and when I left my rental, I had to just let go of everything, my possessions, let go of everything. So I arrived at the door at 1:30, and Sarah, who's the house manager, who's not here tonight, opened the door, and I just cried, First, because I just never imagined that that my life would come to that, I had been asked to leave my family's house. I was there for a month. So I just was processing so much betrayal and grief and just so much. And Sarah said to me, big smile on her face, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. It's a great place, it's very safe. And then it would just be a blip. And, when you're homeless, it doesn't feel like a blip. It feels like a really long time. With the shelter, in terms of what Ari said about being home, at first it was hard for me to fit in. I didn't know where I fit, and there was 20 of us living together. And we had a day room kitchen, which, fit us, but we had our skirmishes here and there, of course. But we really were family, and it was very beautiful and surprising to me. I do try to accept all people for who they are and where they come from and what color they are, what their background is. And we all shared this common experience of homelessness. And we all shared the experience of coming to ARC and being able to have a roof over our head and food in our bellies and being cared about and supported by the staff. And, it was, are you crying yet? Okay. It was so powerful for me. I had my own personal work to do. I had a lot of just patterns and traumas in me that I had to work through, and that environment gave me the opportunity to do that. But we all got to do that work too, because we shared these things, and there was a lot of love there. There was last Thanksgiving we had this wonderful dinner. We came to a service like this in a different location. And then at Christmas, one of the residents who I'm still friendly with dragged a tree that somebody left in their garbage, from Osborne Street to the shelter. And we decorated it, and we got wreaths donated, and we just had a really beautiful Christmas spirit there, of love and family and friendship. I also felt being there that, I've always been a person of service. And I felt like, I could really be of service in certain ways there for people. And so I really tried to do that. And it was very healing for me. It also taught me a lot about my boundaries, which my caseworker was a problem. Giving so much and really not focusing on myself. But there was just a lot of joy there. And we all had this hope that we each make it into our own apartments, our own homes eventually. And I just feel so blessed to say that, with my caseworker, Lauren, who's right over there, it was hard for her because I was cranky. I mean, I was cranky a lot of the time, you know. But she stuck with me and she loved me and she cared about me and she really had my back, as all caseworkers do. And there's so many of us that I lived with. I was, you know, I got my apartment June of last year, June of this year. So I spent almost a year in the shelter. And so many of us, like Barbie said, our place, like we're in our homes. And I just saw another friend tonight. It's a wonderful apartment on Division Street in Danbury. And he's maybe had his daughters over, you know, so there's just what seems like the most horrific circumstances for any of us can be the biggest blessing. You know, it's just, there was so much that I gained by being there. And, you know, people that are kind of in my life prior to this happening don't really get how amazing it was for me. You know, ARC is just an amazing organization. I mean, you know, they took care of us in all ways. There was all sorts of donations that came. There was people in the community that donated around the holidays, grocery stores in the city of Danbury, you know, and me and the residents that I live with, you know, were quite demoralized. You know, quite feeling like we're not worth it and we don't deserve better. And the path to healing is what we experienced at ARC. So, are you still around? Good. So I just want to, you know, say thank you to everybody who came out tonight. Some beautiful music and all the clergy that are here. That really touched my heart last year when I came to the service. And yeah, like I just really believe we're one heart, and it's really time in our world to be giving so selflessly to each other because there's so many people in need. So with that, I'm going to dry my eyes and have a seat.
And now I would like to invite the Venerable Wisdom Sakya to offer the thanks statement.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, how do you follow that? Really? But it is in alignment with the sense of gratitude. And by the way, for anybody, I think Joe's getting worried. I'm not sick, it's allergies. Up and down, temperature, perspective. So, I'm from the Buddhist tradition, and we don't really have prayer in Buddhism. We have what we call pranayama. And pranayama means easy translation from the Sanskrit is to put before yourself, to place before yourself. Specifically to put on the road before yourself, because that way you can't. You got it. So the best English translation would be aspiration. Aspire. So in spirit of Thanksgiving, and we think of meals, I was thinking of a practice we have called gatas. And gatas are little sayings that we say before during certain activities to bring our mindfulness and awareness and our presence to bear in that moment. And we have them for everything. There's whole books of gatas. So I thought I would share that as our prayer. It's 4 lines. This gata is from meal gata. And the first one is, I'm grateful to all beings and elements who provide this food to support life. So all beings, so if one believes in godly beings, or just beings here, I'm grateful to all beings who provide this food. And there's a link, because it's the being, if you're leaving dead, and the person who brings the food out of the earth is included. And may all beings, I'm grateful to all beings who provide this food to support life. While my plate is full, I'm aware that many others remain empty. And we're hearing from them, from our speakers, empty plates. And of course, Margaret does a lot to provide food for people. cultivating Bodhicitta. This is the heart of the enlightened mind. This is the heart where we want to connect with everybody in the planet, see their humanity. Cultivating the heart of Bodhicitta, I make myself a refuge for all beings. So cultivating the heart of Bodhicitta, this heart that wants to help all beings, all around us, all the time, I make myself a refuge for them. How do I do that? By eradicating the thoughts, whatever hostility I have in my own mind, hatred, anger, fear, I overcome those things. And I have this heart of Bodhicitta. And so this is the meal content that I offer to you when we sit to our meals. Gratitude for what comes to us. May we use that wisely. Okay, and may we make the world. May you and all beings be well known. Love it with the humble.
I'll stall as long as I can. This is great, isn't it? When I invited some people to come here, I said, this is like an antidote to cynicism, right? I find it very easy to succumb to cynicism lately, but not tonight. Tonight feels a lot more optimistic and more positive. One thing that's easy to be cynical about is, I think, at least speaking for myself as a religious leader, I think one of the big things we've really messed up is making people think that thoughts and prayers is shorthand for and no action. If you have a bulletin, you'll notice that we are at the point where there's an offering. The action is part of our worship. Our worship has value because it's not just a worship for ourselves, it's a worship that goes beyond ourselves and includes taking action. And that's a big part of what art is about. The United Methodist tradition was founded by two brothers, Charles and John Wesley. You need to know that because John Wesley 5 is the Wi-Fi password, capital J, small w, and then an numeral 5. And I'm telling you that because you can donate if you like, just using the QR code that's on the back of the bulletin. This really doesn't do justice to the scope of Art's work, but it's a good starting point. So I would ask, if you want to know more, do go online and look. Certainly do support it. That's not the best that I thought you were getting. All right. All right. I'm going to get a children's message out of this. This is good. Rabbi, you can fit like 2 Moseses in this, right? Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, okay, then I guess I'm going to take this enormous basket, pass it around. While I'm doing that, please enjoy our belt choir. You know, I just realized something. You know that this is the United Methodist Church belt choir, but what you don't know is that about a third of the choir is from King Street, UCC. And that, yeah, absolutely. That we don't recognize that much, but the fact is, neither one of the congregations can really pull this off separately, but by combining together, we do something beautiful that we're proud to share with you. And if that's not a great metaphor for art, I don't know what is. So I'll pass the basket. Thank you so much again to our bell choir, and thank you all for being here. Thank you. Good luck.
Now I'd like to invite Triggerman and United Jewish Center Fire for a little set from home.
Osei Shalom is a prayer for peace and wholeness, and it literally means to do or make peace. So not only are we coming together and praying, but we're also setting our intention to do acts to create peace in ourselves, in our communities, and in the greater community as well.
It's been kind of a magical night for me and hopefully everyone here. We're coming to the close of our service tonight, and our closing song is "Let There Be Peace on Earth," led by our dear friend Leslie.
And I'm going to invite all of my sister and other clergy to come and join. Let's rise. Let's join hands around the room. That means across the aisles too. Even if you're taking pictures.
For our closing benediction, I would like to invite Reverend Jim Gore.
May the spirit of gratitude dwell in us as we depart. May the blessings and inspiration we've received tonight inspire kindness in our deeds. May we remember those in need and act with generous hearts. May peace and goodwill accompany us on our paths. Amen. And may it be so.
We're going to recess now, and there's pie and cider and stuff downstairs. Please join us.
Be afraid to turn. Good. Repeat over you. Here we go. How are you, dear? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm in Prospect now. Okay, we're back to town. After 11 years of development, back to family, grandkids. 2, 5, and 7. Justin has the 2-year. And my other son, Josh, has the 5 and 7. They're in Cheshire, and Justin and son So I'm in between across freaking it's to serve the townships and say, but I'm the deputy registered.
Are you gonna have to hide?
We have 20 people, we haven't done it.
How are you? Here with my girl once again.
I can't be, that could have been. Of course, it was this way. You're like, when do we vote? Where am I voting? I gotta make sure I voted. I said, don't be elected.
Thank you.
You have to go somewhere else. What a surprise that is. Me neither. We were driving almost every month. Not once, twice a month. It's $50 in total. And got me 4.5 cubic feet. And you can see, look at Jersey too. You know, like, thank you.
knows everybody. So, what?
So we're like, oh, we're driving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, say hi. How are you? See you later.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Great.
Oh, yeah.
I have fun.
Yeah.
You do smell this. I found the damn room. Of course, I have my son graduated high school.
Right.
That's
Next Saturday, next Sunday after church in St. James, when we go, we're having a party, St. Nicholas party, for the residents and the kids, as well as their own family. Yeah, it's only a couple times. Yeah, it's been fun.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, please do. Touched a lot of myself. Yeah, take it.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. I thought this was great. This went really well, I thought.